While IWC are certainly renowned for larger Pilot's watches like the Big Pilots and 44mm Pilot's Chrono, the Flieger-style Mark 20 takes the prize for most versatile within the collection. In fact, it's not a stretch to call the Mark 20 one of the best black-dialed watches on the market. With classic looks, it all comes in a package that is much easier to wear than before, with its shorter lug-to-lug distance compared to the previous Mark 18. The roots of the modern Mark series from IWC can be traced to the Mark 11 introduced in 1948. That watch was so well regarded, it was kept in service until the 1980s. In fact, apart from the branding, the dial layout is recognizable to this day. Which leads us to today's review of the Mark 20, the modern rendition of those early Pilot's models, and it's safe to say that it's evolved into one of the best daily drivers, or flyers, on the market. The great news is that the Mark 20 wears better than ever before, with more refined proportions that bring a great fit to a wider audience. The diameter remains 40mm, the same as the previous Mark 18, but the case height has been trimmed slightly to 10.8mm. But the biggest change comes with the lug-to-lug measurement, now around 2mm shorter, clocking in at 49mm, as opposed to the 51mm of last generation. Finishing is what you'd expect from an elevated tool watch, with circular brushing on the face of the lugs and straight brushing on the case sides, all separated by a subtle, polished bevel for a hint of flash. The sloping bezel is also polished, rising to meet the sapphire crystal and reinforcing the Mark 20's luxury tool watch status. Slightly convex, the sapphire crystal features anti-reflective treatment on both sides and is also built to withstand changes in air pressure caused by changes in altitude, which could potentially displace the crystal altogether. Water resistance is also improved over the Mark 18, now 100 meters, aided by the signed screw-down crown which sports a grippy fluted texture. Moving to the screwed-in caseback, its solid construction keeps to the tool watch brief, with its polished outer edge getting a gentle sloping profile for better wear on the wrist. It transitions to a circular brushed finish before reaching the grain texture of the center, capped off by the engraving of a vintage aircraft. The bracelet on the Mark 20 only adds to the refined wear, rendered in a 5-link configuration with alternating brushed and polished links. While the mark on a traditional leather pilot strap will always be a classic, the bracelet is so well executed it may change some minds. The links are short, lending to a supple feel that brings to mind vintage beads of rice execution in terms of comfort, but the upscale touches don't stop there. The dual push-button clasp is an engineering masterclass, featuring a stealthy design that uses the signed push button to allow on-the-fly micro-adjustment. Additionally, the bracelet also includes IWC's proprietary ease exchange system for effortless strap swapping, should the mood strike. Now onto the dial, the classic Flieger layout of the Mark 20 is intact, boasting that aircraft instrument look that prizes legibility above all else. The Mark 20 is now available in 4 colorways, including Sunray Blue or Green, the recent silver-plated white variant, and the classic black, rendered in a matte finish that shows a subtle grain texture, offering low reflectivity and is easy reading at a glance. The previously discussed case refinements are joined by some tweaks to the dial's formula, including a subtle repositioning of the Arabic hour markers a bit further inward, and the markings for 6, 9, and 12 within the minute track have been lengthened, all in the service of legibility and balance. Within the step date window at 3, the wheel is now printed in black against a white backdrop for easier reading, and the addition of white against the black of the dial also contributes to a balanced look. Lume appears at the cardinal points in the orientation triangle at 12, as well as inside the broad, sword-shaped hour and minute hands. The hands are now rhodium-plated instead of black-finished, while the needle second hand remains a bright white. The Super Luminova glows a cool blue when the lights go down, showing a healthy amount of brightness for a printed dial. 2 lines of text above and below the center stack contribute to the uncluttered look, with the IWC wordmark and Schaffhausen below 12, and Mark 20 and automatic above 6. While we've discussed several substantial changes from the Mark 18, IWC wasn't quite done with the improvements, and that extends to the movement inside the Mark 20. The caliber 32-111 offers a remarkable 120 hours, or 5 full days. Quite impressive when you consider this is a caliber that runs at 28,800 vibrations per hour, or 4 Hz. The caliber 32-111 makes use of several silicone components, including the escape wheel and pallet lever, for increased durability and magnetic resistance. In terms of architecture, it achieves the massive 5-day reserve using a thin mainspring in a single barrel. To maintain efficiency, the 32-111 utilizes a bidirectional Paul winding system. The movement also hacks and hand winds, has 21 joules, an Eterchron regulator, Inca block shock protection, and a total of 163 components. Although the finishing remains hidden behind the closed caseback, it's nicely decorated with machine perlage and Côte de Genève striping, along with an engraved, semi-skeletonized rotor. Now, as usual, we get to the pros and cons, and we will start with the cons. Legibility purists might see the date window here and be left wanting more, or less in this case, and I could see the argument that no date here might have made a great dial even better. Also, climbing into this luxury tool watch altitude, I can see an argument for a display caseback to show off the watchmaking inside. A closed caseback is a little bit of a bummer, but not fully a thundercloud in a clear sky. Now for the pros, this is the definitive Flieger watch, now even more refined. The finessed case dimensions have done wonders for wearability, and brands have proven time and again that incremental improvements on tried and true formula are the secret to continued success. The upped water resistance of 100 meters is confidence-inspiring and much more befitting of the tool watch designation, and the 120-hour power reserve is exceptional. Finally, the bracelet is a revelation. It's comfortable, extremely well made, and thoughtfully designed. All said and done, IWC has made tons of minor improvements on a well-established foundation that add up to a fully realized pilot's watch. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please do hit the bell icon. That type of thing really does help the channel. Also, if you're in the market for this watch, you can find it on our website, teddybaldassarre.com. All purchases made from our website come with quick and fast fulfillment, dedicated customer support, and full factory warranty. Also, we just opened a new flagship store in Cleveland, Ohio, so if you're ever in town, please do come on by. Every purchase from the store, online, in person, helps us keep doing what we're doing on the channel. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.